Ladies and gentlemen, Nitro is on the air, and I don't know what's going on here. A camera was dispatched to the back area moments ago.
What do you mean he's invincible?
He's gonna pay for that!
How the hell can he slip through the cracks?
Let's go. Let's find Dylan.
You know what?
Get out of the way.
Man, he's in the building. Get out of my face.
All right, you could clearly see that was Hollywood Hogan's personal locker room, and it appeared the Warrior had already been there, Mike, today.
Looks like the leader of the OWN, the One Warrior Nation, has struck. And of all things, was that Hollywood Hogan's locker room?
That apparently was, and I know that camera was an unwelcome sight to Hollywood, but there's some problems going on.
What are you talking about?
Lay down!
That's it, right amongst yourselves!
What's this about?
What do you mean? How the hell could this happen?
Who was in the ambulance?
Adams and Norton, who was it?
I don't know. They laid out in an ambulance, man. Laid out.
Yeah, I know who it was. Out of my way, Giant.
Obviously, a member of NWO Hollywood has been laid out and taken away in an ambulance, and things are falling apart rapidly.
Hey, Hogan's going berserk. He just pushed the Giant out of the way, bursted past him, and here he comes.
Wow, what a way to open Labor Day 1998 here on WCW Monday Nitro with an unexpected turn of events that the Warrior had somehow broken into Hollywood Hogan's locker room as they were coming out preparing for an interview, or at least someone from the OWN. They're looking everywhere.
Paranoia is spread. I'm telling you, the revolution has begun.
And in this war of the mind games, it's obvious that the Warrior is one step ahead of Hollywood Hogan in the NWO black and white.
And how about it? Going in now to War Games, Fall Brawl, 6 days away. That the revolution has taken this turn, and right now the black and white are falling apart. You can see, look at their faces, look at their demeanor.
Where are you, Warrior? You gutless piece of garbage!
Warrior, come out wherever you are. We know you're not under the damn ring. And who do you think you are? Sneaking into my dressing room, leaving your stains on my wall. Who do you think you are, attacking Norton and Adams from behind, brother? Well, you know something? I'm just as sick of you, Warrior, as I am that Bret Hart. Bret, you're off the team. The Giant's on.
Oh my goodness.
Warrior, who do you think you are? After 8 years walking into this business, who do you think you are, thinking you're gonna put your hands on the man that is the god of wrestling, the man that everybody here worships? Warrior, you can't beat the whole NWO. And to get to me, you're gonna have to prove yourself to me. There's no way you can get through this man. After everything we've been through, he would die for me. And even if you could, there's no way you can get through the Giant, brother. Warrior, when I find you, brother, I'm gonna sick the Giant, I'm gonna sick the Disciple, I'm gonna sick the NWO on you, brother, and there will be nothing left, because Hollywood is the man. Where are you at, Warrior?
I've never seen Hollywood Hogan like this, ever. Where is he? Well, I can tell you where he is. He is everywhere. And it was apparently Scott Norton and Brian Adams who were pounded, beaten, and taken away in an ambulance that we saw scurrying away just moments ago, guys.
Well, that's the comment Hogan made. They can look all over the place. I don't think they're going to find the Warrior anywhere but in their dreams. For right now.
Or maybe in their nightmares. What a way to begin Monday Nitro Live! Nitro is off and running in the panhandle of Florida. And ladies and gentlemen, amongst other things, as we said earlier, it is Labor Day 1998, but it's also Happy Birthday Monday Nitro. This is our third birthday, and thus begins our fourth year of bringing you the very best in professional wrestling live each and every Monday night. Tony Schiavone, the one, the only living legend Larry Zbyszko, and the Professor Mike Tenay to begin things this week. And I tell you guys, as we celebrate the birthday of Nitro, and what a ride it's been for all of us, Hollywood Hogan and NW Hollywood, they're not in a celebration-type mood, are they?
Wow, what a blockbuster announcement to kick off Nitro. Hollywood Hogan, what was that, claiming that Bret Hart is now out of the War Games, off Team Hollywood?
And all I know is the New World Order has been riding roughshod for the last 2 years. This is our third-year birthday anniversary.
Yes.
Third year's the charm, brother.
Our third-year birthday, and we're very proud to be bringing you tonight's program. And as you know, by watching the Thunder this past Thursday, WCW Saturday night this past weekend, as Konnan makes his way out of the Wolfpack in the opening bout, as you know, we're going to have quite a feature bout here tonight in a steel cage. Dean Malenko and as Ford, and Dean Malenko's going to get it. Malenko and Curt Hennig in a steel cage match here tonight.
Well, the WCW Executive Committee, they had to step in. They made this match official. Dean Malenko against Curt Hennig on several occasions. Dean Malenko has had Curt Hennig beaten just where he wants him. Texas Cloverleaf hooked on in the middle of the ring. There's been outside interference from members of NWO Black and White. As a result, Malenko and Hennig in the cage tonight.
Let me speak on this. ¡Órale! ¡Arriba la raza! You know, the Black and White be talking about that for life, but everybody knows that the Wolfpack somos unos vatos locos forever. But more importantly than all that, Pensacola, our capo, the capital B-I-2-G's S-C triple XY, Big Kevin Nash. Lex the Flex macking with his Rolex, in his Lexus with a back as wide as the state of Texas. My boy Sting and the Macho Man, we bowdy it.
Now Konnan begins things, getting the crowd whipped into a fever pitch. The bell sounds, and here we go. It's Konnan and Bull Payne in our opening bout here on Monday Nitro. And Bull Payne, very powerful man that we've been seeing a lot of the past couple of weeks. But Konnan has the fan support behind him, and of course, with that hip toss, a member of the Wolfpack.
No question about that fan support. I guess we can add Pensacola, Florida to that list of cities nationwide that has adopted the NWO Red and Black attack.
Konnan in the midsection, send Bull Payne in.
Hey, oh, he nailed Payne. You talk about anniversaries and all. I believe it was about a year ago in this very building. The tradition itself was insulted at the hands of the New World Order.
Well, Larry, you're talking about something we discussed earlier in the day. We all, as announcers and pro-NWO or pro-WCW announcers, get a real eerie feeling being here in Pensacola, because here it was, the NWO did their famous parody on the Horsemen and Arn Anderson, and of course, about a week later, the Horsemen at War Games dismantled. And a key figure in all that was Curt Hennig, who will be in the cage match later on tonight.
Certainly was a very uneasy feeling coming into this arena here at the Civic Center in Pensacola, where a legend, where the cornerstone, the enforcer of the Horsemen, suffered his most embarrassing and most humiliating moment as he was forced to witness that sickening parody from the NWO.
I tell you, tradition will win out in the end. All the generation of today strive to beat tradition. McGuire hit 61 today. He's going to try to outdo what tradition set forward years ago. But when you slap tradition in the face, it will catch up with you. In fact, McGuire only hit 61 because he rubbed his bat on Goldberg.
We saw that last week, and right here on this program. Congratulations to Big Mac for number 61, tying Roger Maris. But right now, Bull Payne up on top.
He got Konnan.
How about that? He could have a win. 1, 2, but Konnan kicked away. A lot left in Konnan, we've come to know. And a warning here from the referee, Charles Robinson, and Konnan down on the mat as Bull Payne shows a little bit of an attitude toward the referee. Feeling pretty good and walking the ropes as well. Look at this.
It'll take too long. I mean, Konnan, Wolfpack or not, this man is a tough wrestler, good on the mat, good in the air, and not somebody to give a break to. Payne might find out the hard way.
This our opening bout of 3 solid hours of wrestling action live here tonight on Nitro. Back kick, Konnan hits him head first in the center of the ring. That could be the setup, and it looks like it is for the Tequila Sunrise, the submission hold, and he's got it on. Referee checks. This one's over.
Nitro here in Pensacola. The submission victory for K-Dog as Konnan hooked the Tequila Sunrise on Bull Payne, who tapped out immediately.
The fans are enjoying it. Every fan on his feet here in Pensacola, Florida, living legend.
Well, I tell you, they're ready for Nitro, of course. Cage match tonight. That is a brutal event, of course. We talked about the tradition. Curt Hennig stabbed in the back. Maybe he'll have his chance tonight to see what it feels like. Take a look right here. Konnan, agile man, caught Bill Payne right underneath the chin. And again, we talked about how Konan's good on the mat. And once he got Bill Payne down where he wanted him, didn't take Konnan long to have Mr. Payne start tapping. Watch how he circles around, puts the weight on his shoulder, bringing back that ankle. That's Payne Central.
The winner of the match, Konnan of the Wolfpack, here on WCW Monday Nitro, already beginning things in a very, very bizarre way, especially if you're a member of NWO Hollywood. Fans, good to have you with us here, and I tell you, we didn't expect to start the way we started, but there's apparent here that the Warrior is everywhere, Mike Tenay. The Warrior apparently got into Hollywood Hogan's locker room. He got rid of Scott Norton. He got rid of Brian Adams. And it looks like he's starting to slowly erode away members of the Black and the White to me.
Well, Tony, one thing that we know for certain, and that is that if the Warrior is as effective at the War Games as he is with Mind Games playing with Hollywood Hogan in the NWO, Team WCW is going to be just fine upcoming this Sunday at Fall Brawl.
And fans, coming up this Sunday at Fall Brawl, Hollywood Hogan, you go ahead, we'll talk. Hollywood Hogan is still the leader of NWO Hollywood, and he has removed Bret the Hitman Hart. So if you take Scott Norton, you take Brian Adams out by virtue of the Warrior, and you take Bret the Hitman Hart out, it seems to me the troops are slimming down or thinning out.
Piece by piece, it seems that the NWO Black and White is being decimated, Tony.
Well, fans, as we said later on tonight in this telecast live here from Pensacola, we'll have the gigantic cage match, yes we will, between Curt Hennig of NWO Hollywood and Dean Malenko, the Iceman. But we're going to take you back to last week on this program when Hollywood Hogan announced that Bret Hart would be a member of the team, and then it all broke down for the two men.
My other partner, when you talk about from the turn of history all the way to the end of the 90s into the new millennium, was, is, and will be, Bret Hart will be the other man at my side.
I say to you, Bret, tonight, stand on your own 2 feet like a man. Your name is Hart. Put some heart there.
He's got his belt. Oh, my. My goodness. Look at, what in the world? He jerked it away from Hogan, who said, hey, whip him with it. And Sting said, Bret Hart said, forget about it. He threw it down.
Bret Hart saved Sting.
Wait a minute, let's
from
watch
a beating
this.
with the belt.
Let's watch this.
And he's walking away, and Hogan's right behind.
What's up with that? What is up with that? What are you gonna do with this guy? What am I gonna do about it? If you got something good, if you got something good with you. Don't go anyplace. Don't leave that set.
The ring is filling up. And the Warriors appeared again.
From where? They're all laid out.
There's bodies everywhere.
Every member of the NWO Black and White is face down. Hogan's hiding. You smell the fear? Hogan, you can get up. We can smell your fear.
And you can see it. He wants no part of the Warrior.
All right, I'm back with the chairman of the executive committee, Mr. J.J. Dillon, here tonight on Nitro. I need a clarification from you, J.J., on the comments that were made earlier by Hollywood Hogan. I don't know if he's trying to play some kind of a shell game, but all of a sudden Bret Hart is out and the Giant is in.
Well, I was there when the contract was signed. Hulk Hogan signed it himself and had a big smirk on his face, as did Eric Bischoff, who was there. They made comments about they were a unified team like none other, and that was going to assure Hollywood Hogan a victory and a shot at Goldberg. Now they seem to have some kind of a problem, but they're not going to solve it by replacing Bret Hart, because the contract they signed is legal and binding. Neither Hollywood Hogan or Eric Bischoff has the power to remove one of the team members and replace him with someone else. So I don't know what the Giant's going to be doing for War Games, but he won't be in that match. Bret Hart will, and if they got a problem among themselves, they're going to have to sort it out among themselves.
All right, the clarification from J.J. Dillon here on Nitro. Bret Hart now in, and the Giant will not be part of Team Hollywood at Fall Brawl of the War Games this Sunday night. Tony, back to you, my friend.
Thanks a lot, Gene, for clarifying that. And you know there's going to be a lot of legal maneuvering, a lot of arguments going down because of that ruling from James J. Dillon. The Nitro girls are here. It's great to have you with us as well. Fans, we talked about the big cage match tonight, as you know. Curt Hennig and Dean Malenko in the steel cage. Also, World Champion Goldberg will put his title on the line later on here tonight as well. We'll see him in one of our feature bouts, plus a whole lot more. Hello, Nitro girls. They are drop dead gorgeous. We'll be back more live from Pensacola after this.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, a packed house here in Pensacola tonight. Coast to coast, a happy Labor Day throughout America. Big news coming up this Sunday on pay-per-view. As you know, Fall Brawl of the War Games, 3 teams of 3, and one of the captains, my guest at this time. Very interesting scenario. Get ready, Diamond Cutter and Company, Diamond Dallas Page.
Well, Gene is right. 3 teams, a little bit of different format, but still the 2 rings, double cage, and still, in only 6 days, the most dangerous night in pro wrestling, bar none.
All it's done is taken the most dangerous match in professional wrestling history to another level. Then when you factor in that the winner of Fall Brawl in the War Games will go on to Halloween Havoc to get a world's heavyweight title shot at the undefeated Goldberg. This is going to be a War Games like never, ever before.
War Games takes no prisoners. There will only be one survivor.
Thanks for adding something to our telecast, Larry.
Well, that's what I think of Dusty Rhodes and his stupid gag order from Texas. I'm jumping off this thing anytime I want to.
Okay.
All right, Tony, gentlemen, as you know, some questions have to be answered. The winner, the one man that stands this coming Sunday night in the War Games, is going to be getting a shot at Goldberg and the WCW heavyweight title. But the big question I hear throughout the land right now, Diamond Dallas Page, the compelling question of the moment, are you going to be part of the NWO Black and Red? I maybe said the wrong thing.
I got mixed emotions, Gene. Let me ask you something. When somebody tells you what to do, how do you feel about that?
Well, I kind of feel that's like an ultimatum. I don't I'd sooner have them ask.
Bottom line is, let's rewind. Zip. 2 years ago, Nash, you
Scott Hall, and Hollywood scum formed a little group called the Black and White Express, the NWO. You ran roughshod over everybody, anybody you got in your way. Bottom line is, along the way, you asked me if I wanted to hop on board. It's kind of an afterthought. I gave you my answer back then, and to Scott Hall, it wasn't a no, it sure wasn't a yes, it was a little sign language. Now, let's zip forward. Zip! Pensacola, Florida. Labor Day. Now, Gino, we got 2 NWOs. I guess all that ego in one NWO had to break apart like an atom. And now, Nash, you want me to be part of your NWO. You know, Gino, I remember exactly how he answered me. He leaned up here and he said, Diamond Dallas Page, you got 1 week to give us an answer.
That is an out-and-out threat.
It sure didn't sound like he asked me, huh? A little bit like he was threatening me. Well, Nash, I sure as hell don't like to be told what to do, and I will not be threatened. The bottom line is, big boy, I still don't trust you. With everything that's happened with Goldberg, with everything that's happened.
Well, apparently we have opened up a can of, well, NWO black and red.
We got company is what we got.
I was hoping that this would not come to a confrontation, but we may as well sort it out here tonight. All right. He's got his own microphone, Tony. Larry, Mike.
I would stay clear of that, Gene. I know you're charged with being in there and conducting this, but you may want to stay clear of it.
First off, I'd like to thank you for the history lesson.
You're welcome.
It's real simple. You've been asked part of the elitist group in professional wrestling history.
Whatever.
Next Sunday, it's War Games. And it's real simple, Paige. If you're not in my foxhole, if you're not with the Wolfpack, buddy, you're in our sights. And I don't know where the hell you get off saying you can't trust me.
History lesson. And I don't see how Lex or Sting can trust you either.
Wow. Pretty strong statement.
You're not kidding.
I'm with him.
Very strong, as a matter of fact.
Oh, my goodness, look at this.
All right, we are really getting things heated up. All of a sudden, Lex Luger, Sting. Numbers are going to change here, DDP.
Whatever.
There's no fear in the eyes of DDP. I think we've seen that. But you're right, Gene, the numbers. He's outnumbered here. Look at this.
Kev, I know you look frustrated right now, but I think I can square this thing away. Real simple. Now, Dallas, you say we gave an ultimatum? You should be flattered. I'm the one who came out here a couple months ago, and said Diamond Dallas Page, one of the biggest superstars in wrestling, gave your endorsement sign, the bang, everything, and asked you to become a part of our group. When Kevin Nash asked me to become a part of his group, my WCW ties were as strong as anyone's, and I came on board. When we asked Sting to come on board, he came on board. So while you were out, Karl Malone in it, and Jay Leno on the Tonight Show, we waited and didn't hear anything. No answer, no response. So we got together like the Pack always does, because we always operate as one unit. We said, hey, we never got an answer. So all we're asking, plain and simple, yes or no, are you a part of the Pack or not? So we know where you stand on Sunday.
Same question I asked you at the beginning of this interview, Diamond Dallas Page. Very same question.
Let me ask you a question, Lex. You know what the War Games is all about this year. Are you trying to tell me, I'm begging you, are you trying to tell me that you don't think Nash would powerbomb, jackknife you or you in a heartbeat?
Interesting question.
Let me just clear that one little thing up right now. Big Sexy has already powerbombed me once already, probably twice.
I've been there.
So there's no problem there. Lots of trust here, lots of trust here. K-Dog's on the same page as we are. Now, I never had a problem with you. When I think about all the times I bailed you out, Paige, looks like there's only one way we're gonna make this whole thing work out, okay? Instead of waiting till Sunday, and by the way, remember, Wolfpack rules, let's not wait till Sunday. You go get Piper, and 1, 2 of us will take you on tonight on Monday Nitro.
Whoa, my goodness.
That proposition.
You want an answer? You got it. I'll get Piper, and we'll do it right here tonight.
Ladies and gentlemen, all right. Apparently that's the way it is. Remember, this is Wolfpack rules. Any one of the 4 men, any 2 to meet Diamond Dallas Page.
Hey, Nash, why don't you show up as part of that twosome? And you, big boy, you are getting banged!
What more can I say? It's Nitro, it's explosive, it's TNT, and it's Monday night, and we're going to be right back. Wow. All right, folks, we're just a week away from Fall Brawl of the War Games, available exclusively on pay-per-view. Some things, even though tonight, are up in the air, and maybe I can get a clarification. The man's name came up in conversation. He is the Icon. Please welcome Roddy Piper.
That slow walk of his, deliberately with purpose, making his way to the ring, and what a match, huh?
I tell you, not only do we have the Icon coming out, he's also the interim commissioner, immune to the power of Bischoff's pen.
And we know one thing, Diamond Dallas Page is not one to back down from a challenge. We've already seen that tonight, and if history tells us anything, it's probably the same story with this man, Roddy Piper.
Piper invented not backing down from a challenge.
I think if you put Piper and Page and Warrior on the same team, you have one of the most sensational teams ever that will represent WCW coming up in a mere 6 days. All right, Gene.
Tony, Mike, Larry, thank you very much, gentlemen. I want to get something clear. We got to clear the air here tonight. We know your involvement coming up in War Games with the WCW team, but Roddy Piper, what about tonight? Does Diamond Dallas Page speak for you?
Let's get something clear right now. Diamond Dallas Page, I ain't your lapdog, I ain't your midget, I ain't your wife, I ain't nothing. Nobody orders me to do nothing. You say you don't like ultimatums, and the first thing you do is put me in a match tonight with an ultimatum. Hang on. I'm gonna fill you people in on the truth of these war games. These war games is the Armageddon of the WCW. These war games, am I the only guy that gets it? There's no teams here. There's no teams. You got 2 rings, a cage, 9 guys. Last guy standing is a winner. Is that correct?
That's absolutely correct. I think personal agendas are starting to come out.
Hang on. If Diamond Dallas Page and I are the last 2 guys standing, Diamond, are you gonna walk out and give me the match? No, I don't think so. What you're gonna do is you're gonna try to sneak up behind me and put that diamond cutter on me. And I'll tell you something, diamonds are for women, and real men wear kilts. Hang on. This is war. The NWO, red, black, all the rest of that, they're talking like they're a team. There's only gonna be one winner. What? Has the bus ran into you guys too many times? You know what it is? Eric Bischoff, the Bill Clinton of the wrestling world, is talking and conniving. That's what's going on. So I'm gonna settle it this way. I am not on anybody's team in war games. I'm on my team. My colors are black and blue like they always have been. Now, if you want to tag up, I gave you my word. One time, I'll tag with you, and that's tonight. All right, and we'll see how it flies. But when we get to war games, that's the front line. And I'm on my own, and so is everybody else. And I'll tell you something, nobody's going to be looking for Private Ryan.
All right, I think we have cut through just about everything that has been said about teams over the past few weeks. As a matter of fact, when it comes right down to it, Fall Brawl of the War Games could indeed be every man for himself. Very well stated, Roddy Piper. Tony Schiavone, back to you.
Gene, I agree with that, and it was well stated by Roddy Piper. Now a very special look at the ladies who are the most gorgeous ladies in cable TV. Right, Larry Zbyszko?
Classy group of talented little ladies,
The
Tony.
Nitro Girls. The gorgeous Nitro Girls, and a special look at those lovely ladies who join us each and every week here on Monday Nitro.
You know, I think fire could melt the North Pole.
I bet she could. Thank you very much for that, living legend. Here we go now.
It's an observation.
I'm sure was. Back with the wrestling action. Lenny Lane makes his way out here to the ring. By the way, speaking of the Nitro Girls, for our fans in Chicago, tickets go on sale for Monday Nitro returning to the United Center on Monday, October 12th. And Chris Jericho, many of the Nitro Girls will be there to sign autographs when tickets go on sale this Friday at the box office. And Ticketmaster, they're going to be at Dominic's at 3300 Belmont Friday, 11 a.m. to noon when tickets go on sale at the Ticketmaster location right there. We'll be talking about how you get tickets in Albuquerque, Columbia, South Carolina, Milwaukee, Phoenix, Boston, in Las Vegas, in Lexington, Kentucky, and many other locales during the course of this program. Well, as Lenny Lane made his way out, his opponent here, guys, a man we've been very impressed with, big, strong, and an attitude to boot, and that's Wrath.
Well, ever since his return to World Championship Wrestling just a couple of weeks ago, Wrath, 6'8", well over 300 pounds, has totally dominated the opposition that's been put in front of him.
Wrath makes his way to the ring against Lenny Lane, and what about the comments from Roddy Piper? I really think Piper put all this in perspective. He's exactly right. There are no teams.
Well, he is exactly right. Reiterated what I said earlier. There is no winner, no teams. There is a survivor. And like he pointed out, if him and Diamond Dallas are left standing, somebody going to just give up a shot at Goldberg? It's not going to happen. There's going to be one survivor, period.
Piper really put it best. He said, am I the only guy around here that really gets it? It's teams in name only at the War Games. Everyone on their own, everyone for themselves. Because plain and simple, there's a world's heavyweight title shot on the line.
The one man who wins, who prevails at War Games this coming Sunday, goes on to face Goldberg for the world title, and Wrath is just outmanning here. Lenny Lane, I mean, size advantage, power advantage, and also Andriness advantage as well here. He cuts him again and sends him down to the mat once again.
Throwing Lenny Lane around like a piece of paper here. You can see the size difference, but Wrath has balance. He knows where to lay those knees in, right in the gut of Lenny Lane. He doesn't even have a gut.
Just having his own way with Lenny Lane.
Oh, what a massive deal that was from one side to the other. Wrath is looking awesome. There's no question. Mickey J, the referee. Well, fans, we know about the cage match. We talked about that. As Dean Malenko will face Curt Hennig of NW Hollywood. That cage match still to come. Goldberg will be here defending the world title. In addition, as we said and as we've seen, it will be Diamond Dallas and Rowdy Roddy Piper against two members of the Wolfpack. As Wrath with a tilt-a-whirl backbreaker puts him down, and then a chokehold to boot. But also, this tag match featuring Page and Piper against members of the Wolfpack, I guess as much anything, is it to settle the score about DDP and his allegiance, or what?
Well, I'm not sure, but I know that there was a special challenge or special invitation from DDP to Kevin Nash that he be at least one of the members of Team Wolfpack tonight in that big tag team matchup.
Lenny Lane hung on too long, couldn't get Wrath over. Wrath just tossed him. He's just throwing this guy around like a piece of paper.
He's red hot is what he is. He's just too much man for him. And he drives through Lenny Lane with a big shoulder explosion out of the corner. And look at the intensity in the face. Now that demeanor looking right into our cameras is meant to intimidate. And as we know, not many people in this sport intimidate. But that does not stop him. Wrath hooks him.
That's the pump handle. That's the first step in a move that he uses called the meltdown.
I don't even think Lenny Lane knows he's in a meltdown.
He's going to in about...
Goodness, what a move.
Right now.
Wrath putting down and out with the meltdown. And again, his win streak continues. Big, powerful, intimidating, and knows it. And he's not finished with Lenny Lane yet. All right, I've been told, and repeatedly, it's time for our Castrol torture test of the week. Castrol stands up to most torturous conditions, Larry Zbyszko.
But Castro maybe can, but Lenny Lane couldn't do it. Too torturous by Wrath, and look at right here. Lenny Lane melted down right in the middle of the ring.
There is your winner, Wrath, and wait, hold a second.
Get here!
Our camera's in the back again.
Hang upside down.
God, what's going on? Who's
Cut him down!
Get him down, get him out here.
Who's hanging upside down?
He's out!
Get a doctor, see if he's
Get
still
a
breathing.
doctor!
Come on, man, Vince.
It's a disciple, isn't
A
it?
disciple.
All right, brother, cut him down.
That's
Look
great!
Fans, stay right with us.
Warrior!
Shocking, startling developments continue here on Nitro. The disciple obviously looked like out cold and hung upside down.
And while we don't have any proof other than what we read on the wall, it looks like the Warrior has struck once again.
This revolution is for real, Larry Zbyszko, and serious.
Yeah, and it has already started against Team Hollywood and the Black and the White New World Order. Well, now here comes Bret Hart to see what he's got. I don't know what's going on, but you know what? There's one person more confused than me, and that's Hollywood Hogan.
Hogan said at the top of the program, and that's based on the big argument they had last week that caused a count out for their team, that Bret the Hitman Hart was off the War Games team, but James J. Dillon said no, he's in. JJ made the final verdict on that. Bret Hart has made his way to the ring. here on WCW Monday Nitro. And now we hear the NWO black and white music.
But there's more members coming out.
Maybe a meeting of the minds here between the Hitman and NWO Black and White.
That can't happen.
What, meeting of the minds?
You have to have a mind.
That's right, you do. Kurt Hennig. Kurt Hennig has a cage match, and he is brave enough to come out here with all the problems that have gone down.
It's easy to be brave when you're surrounded by Stevie Ray and Vincent.
Yes, you're right again.
I'm always right. I gotta get right with this fucker right now.
That's good. Fans already tonight. Brian Adams, Scott Norton carried out in an ambulance. The Disciple pummeled and then hung upside down in Hollywood's dressing room. So more problems continue to exist and build for the black and the white here. Oh, look at this. What is this about?
Time to factor in the Wolfpack. Here comes Sting.
He's got the bat in hand.
Sting has come out.
Home run 62.
And he came out and he helped Bret Hart. You know, I said all along, what if Bret Hart was telling the truth about this relationship?
Yeah, but what if he's not? Can you trust Bret Hart?
Uh-oh. He stays at a bat's length from Sting.
He didn't return the high five.
Or a low five.
Sting hands it back to Bret Hart.
I wouldn't do that.
We've seen this from Sting before. As Sting chased away the members of the white and the black, came to Bret Hart's aid, shoved him away with the bat, and then turned his back on him. Again, very bizarre. Stay with us. Back for the second hour to begin here on WCW Monday Nitro as we continue our 3-hour celebration as we begin our 4th season. And what a program it's been so far, I tell you. It's been a program chock full of big announcements, of exciting matches still to come, in addition, a very bizarre turn of events, especially when you think about what's happened in NWO Hollywood and what just went down between Sting and Bret Hart. And that's the form of a question. What just went down between those two? Well, we do know this. We got a very special one-on-one up-close interview with the one and only Rick Steiner right now.
We got down in that dog pose, Scotty, for the last time. I felt you come down on the back of my neck. It shattered all my dreams we ever had together.
I see myself, and I see genetic perfection.
You can change your hair color. You can wear the glasses. You can change your name, Big Papa Pump.
I see a phenomenon.
What I can't stand is the way you change on the inside. You know, I can't believe what you've done to the Steiner name.
I am the stronger, faster, bigger Steiner brother.
But what bothers me the most is what you've done to our parents. And for that, I'm gonna beat the crap out of you. The NWO, they use people. I can't believe you can't see that. Things might be going great right now. You're having a great time, you and Buff out there hamming it up. Make fun of me, dress him up, mustache, headgear. Sooner or later, when you don't perform up to expectations, they're gonna use you and get rid of you. They're gonna drop you like a bad habit. Then what are you gonna do, Scotty? Where are you gonna go? Don't call me. You and me, we took it to another level. So when they brought us together in the 90s, we dominated the sport. We went to Japan, we dominated Japan. We came to WCW, we dominated WCW. We had every belt they could come up with for a tag team. We were the best, and you threw it all away. I sit there sometime and just wait for those finishing moves you used to do. The Frankensteiner, tilt-a-whirl, the suplex to the pile driver, the Steiner screwdriver. Awesome move, Scotty. You know, you say you're the better Steiner brother.
I'm gonna show you the better Steiner brother.
You're gonna have a chance to prove it.
And that chance to prove it is now 6 days out. And I tell you, I think that was really for the heart from Rick Steiner. That said it all. And that brings back some very vivid memories of how great they were. And they were great. And what has now happened at the hands of NWO Hollywood of the black and the white, and at the hands of runaway egos by Scott Steiner, by Buff Bagwell, and by everyone, by Papa Pump, by everyone in NWO Hollywood.
Really is a great tradition in the history that the Steiner brothers have forged in professional wrestling, especially as a tag team through the years. The matchup that has been delayed finally going to come off at Fall Brawl. Steiner versus Steiner. Question is, will the dog-faced gremlin get the last laugh on his brother?
Well, I tell you, the older brother always has more wisdom simply because he's been around longer. And Rick Steiner hit the nail on the head. The New World Order simply will use you. They will use you up and then throw you away. And that's what's happening to Big Papa Pump, whether he knows it or not.
Commentate like these idiots can't. I got it. All right? Take him out there.
What are these guys doing out
Wait,
here?
what did he say? What's he pointing over here for?
Buff Bagwell, what's going on here?
NWO.
Mike, you better leave.
Yeah, don't worry, Mike.
We have got a
Come
little
back.
change in plans, my friends. Don't try to trick me, Tony.
Not
You
me.
tried to trick me.
No, I did not.
What match was scheduled here?
Well, Evan Courageous was
Well,
scheduled.
guess what? Big Papa Pump's gonna whip some butt. Look at him out there. Gosh, he looks great. Don't he, Tony?
I gotta admit, he looks awesome.
All right, be quiet. He's gonna talk.
The only reason I'm out here right now, because me and Buff were in the back with a couple of ladies from Pensacola, and he touched me on the shoulder and said, look at the monitor and see what your brother's saying. And what you just seen was a tale of two brothers. One that won every tag team title there is to win, and another one that just tagged along. One that joined the greatest organization in sports, the NWO Black and White. And one that stuck around with the losers in WCW. You see, me and Buff have played enough mind games with all you people and with my brother, and come Fall Brawl, I'm gonna take my brother to the edge of defeat, and then I'm gonna push him over. Cause I am the bigger, stronger, faster Steiner brother.
Yes, you are.
And I'm gonna prove that at Fall Brawl.
You've already proven it. You're the man. Come on, Tony, jump in when you want here.
Now your opponent is laying out in back, and you have the unfortunate task of being in the wrong place at the wrong time, meeting the wrong person.
He sure does. Boy, Evan, jump out of there and run.
And I'm telling you right now, do you really think you have what it takes to take on Big Papa Pump?
Oh! Oh, there's a big
I
blow.
can't hear you, boy!
There's the bell.
Talk to me, boy, I can't hear you!
Oh, that must have hurt.
Hey, Buff!
Yo!
Do some real commentating!
You got it, Big
He
Papa
can't.
Pump.
You know what's
Here
up?
we go. Okay,
Hey,
Larry.
Look, I wouldn't take this too lightly. That's not Rick Steiner that Scotty's in there with. He can call himself whatever he wants to.
Wait just a second, Larry. This Evan Courageous is a fine young man. He's got a big chance at WCW. This is no easy task, if that's what you're saying, Larry. Look at him. He's big boy.
Listen, what
Buff,
I'm saying,
tell him what I'm
Supernet,
gonna do to my
is
brother.
Don't take Rick Steiner lightly.
Shut
and
up.
don't. You've already. The New World Order already used you up. They took your soul. They took your neck. Look what they've used it up on Scott. Don't you guys see the light?
The light is where the money is, Larry. That's where we're at. Hollywood Hogan's about the money. We're making the money, Big Daddy. That's what it's all about. Is it not right, Larry?
I got as much money as anybody, and I didn't sell my soul.
Oh, Larry, my soul's not sold. You know better than that. Oh, there's a big press slam. 2, 3. Oh, 3 excellent reps by Big Papa Pump. That was wonderful. Look at that. Look at the pecs. Look at the buys. Look at that guard.
Hey, if Scotty Steiner was the Scotty Steiner I used to wrestle against, he could beat the entire New World Order by himself.
But see, that's the deal. We're a team. We're a unity with the NWO, and it's for life.
Join a football team.
Football? This is wrestling. It's a real sport. This isn't that
Obviously,
fake.
you guys can't make it one-on-one.
Of course we can. We're a team, but at times we got to do what it takes to get done. Look at that. Oh, call the match. End it.
I
And ring
give
the
up.
bell.
I give up. You talk with me.
I'll just stand behind you. And
Oh, look at that. Oh, beautiful. Look at the shoulders on Big Papa Pump. Is that unbelievable? No, don't do that, Papa. No, go ahead.
Steiner recliner is what he calls it.
That's right.
And he hooked Evan Courageous, and for Evan Courageous, nowhere to go but down.
That was beautiful.
So 6 days, Buff Bagwell. Well,
6 days.
Rick Steiner gets him in the ring.
Fall brawl. Rick Steiner, you better get ready, son, because as you can see on the screen right now, Big Papa Pump is as ready as it gets.
What a waste of muscle.
Our thanks to Buff Bagwell,
Yeah, thank you.
who joined us.
You can leave now. See ya, Biff.
It's Buff. Buff Bagwell has walked out now with Scott Steiner, thank goodness. And we'll try to find Mike today, who I'm sure is hiding in the bathroom somewhere, and get him out. And fans, as the Nitro Girls dance this week's Nitro Party Pack winner goes to Stephanie Brown from the YMCA in Albuquerque, New Mexico. The WCW Nitro Party Pack brought to you by Mug Root Beer. The foam goes straight to your brain. So let's take you out to Albuquerque at the Y. Stephanie Brown and all the gang having a great time. And their Nitro Party winner this week. Take it away, Steph.
Welcome to the YMCA and WCW Nitro Party.
One of the wildest men in wrestling today, Chavo Guerrero.
We're back at a footnote to add to the on-sale date this coming Friday for Thunder in Albuquerque at the Tingley Coliseum, which will be Thursday, October 22nd. Tickets, as you just heard, go on sale this Friday at all Ticketmaster locations, but you'll be able to meet the Nitro Girls in Albuquerque at Smith's Food and Drug at 8040 Academy Road Northeast. Friday morning, 10 a.m. till noon in Albuquerque, but tickets go on sale. And also, as you heard, we'll be in Columbia, South Carolina for Nitro at the Carolina Coliseum Monday, October 5th. Tickets go on sale this Friday at the box office and all capital ticket outlets in the capital city of South Carolina, Columbia. And it's our first look at Hector Garza in quite a while, Mike, today.
It's been some 6 or 8 months since we've seen Hector Garza in World Championship Wrestling, sidelined with full-blown knee surgery. And this is going to be quite a test for your first match back in WCW to challenge one of the all-time high flyers, the Youth Warrior, Juventud Guerrera, for the WCW World's Cruiserweight belt.
That looks full of Hoovy juice tonight, and Hector's gonna have to ground Juventud, especially after the knee operations. Never gonna be able to keep up with the speed of Juventud. He's gonna have to take him to that mat. That's where you separate the men from the boys.
And one would think in your first match back after this reconstructive knee surgery that he had that he would maybe alter his style. Be very interesting to see if he tries that corkscrew plancha or not. That obviously had a lot to do with the knee surgery. I mean, we've talked about it so many times. We call it high-risk maneuvers, not only because of your opponent, but because of what you can do to your own body when you execute those moves.
And that corkscrew plancha that Hector Garza executes been rated among the highest risk of all the high-risk moves, and especially now coming off the knee surgery, it's going to be interesting to see if he still employs the corkscrew plancha in his offensive arsenal.
Yeah, even if you're physically 99% or 100%, just mentally going through an operation, trying to execute a move at full blast, your mind is telling you to expect pain. I mean, you get to the point where you don't trust your body anymore, and that is not good.
Sure, he'll be a little tentative here in the early going because, like you mentioned, Larry, I'm sure he has that thought process in the back of his mind, always wondering how the knee is going to react.
Garza, obvious size advantage here, but there you see Juventud up, and Garza landed on these knees nicely. Juventud is so quick, though. Into the ropes he goes. Pick up. Well, both men went down that time, and Garza's slow to get up.
It looked like Garza lost his balance trying to maneuver that.
Oh, caught him that time with the tilt-a-whirl into a backbreaker.
He's got to stay on him, though. You got to Hoovy down. You got to stay on him.
This capacity crowd we have on hand, a sellout. It didn't take long to sell this venue out after tickets went on sale. We talked about they are very appreciative of the action they're seeing here in this cruiserweight match. When we think about the eerie feeling, we talked about it earlier, and the feeling that we get when we're in this building. Oh, boy. 1 year ago in this building when we had Nitro, the parody that at the behest of NWO Black and White, at that time only one group, that they made on the Horsemen, on Arn Anderson, and it was sickening, and that was just the beginning later on War Games to the end of the Four Horsemen.
Well, you know, Arn Anderson has been having a hard time even talking about the Horsemen with J.J. Dillon, with Mongo McMichael, and you imagine the creepy feeling we get when we come here and think about what they did to tradition. Think how Arn Anderson must feel in this building.
It really is an uneasy feeling, especially for someone that we all respect as much as we do AA Arn Anderson.
Well, he was my partner, and I know the guy, and as tough as he was, he's also got a heart for the business. And
up on.
Whoa!
Top.
Juventud goes airborne. The plancha, the flying cross body block, connects on the floor with Hector Garza.
I think that time he was very lucky that he connected with Garza. Had he missed, it would have been nothing but steel safety rail on the outside.
That's the odds, but look at Juventud hopped up, and Garza, he's not getting up near quick enough to keep up with Guerrero.
Garza a little slow to recover. You're right, Larry, and look at Juventud already set for his next high-risk top rope move.
Garza kicked him on the way down. That was super anticipation. Great timing that time as he connected on the way down. 1-2, got a 2 count. And kicking out that time is the Cruiserweight champ. Still to come, fans, Goldberg, the world champ, will be in action in this program. The cage match, Curt Hennig, key figure in the destruction of the Horsemen 1 year ago against a man who, because of it, here's a cover, 1, 2, only got a 2 count against a man who, because of his friendship with the one Chris Benoit, has been wanting to get the ball rolling to get the Horsemen back together. Dean Malenko, that cage match still to come. To this Boston Crab here.
Gonna try and hook the arms, almost a variation of the rocking horse submission hold.
That's exactly what it is, and now Juventud, can you believe this? Comes out with a sunset flip out of that move.
I tell you, Juventud, small guy, good shape, but he's very agile. He just squirms out of predicaments, and right there, wasn't fast enough. Garza caught him underneath the chin and crawling over.
Lays him out with a lariat and gets a 2 count, and Juventud gets away. Also, fans, tonight, Rowdy Roddy Piper, Diamond Dallas Page. Kind of an uneasy alliance after we heard the interview from Piper, but they'll be together tonight. Look at the Mahistral Cradle, got him 1, 2, but couldn't hold him down. They'll be tonight against members of the Wolfpack. Any duo will come out and face them.
Well, I tell you, Diamond Dallas Page and Roddy Piper, they will be like peas and carrots tonight, but Piper's made it clear exactly what it will be like at War Games. There basically is no team. There is a survivor. One man that will get Goldberg.
Piper put it best. He said, I agreed to team with you once, and that one time is tonight in the main event tag team matchup.
Double underhook in by Hector Garza. Garza now trying to slow this thing down, as we thought. You know, a lot of times, as you said, Larry, it's always in your mind. You may not even trust your body, and I think Garza slowing it down is showing us just that. He still has some reservations about some high-risk maneuvers.
Yeah, well, if you hurt yourself again, you know that Juventud's just going to have a lot more easier time beating you. So it's that, mental and that physical, it's got to be one solid unit, both 100%.
Plus, one has to consider the stamina of Garza in his first match in some 8 months. Looking good so far.
Garza putting him up and down hard, and Garza could, what a big win this would be to come back, his first comeback match after the major knee surgery, to win the Cruiserweight belt, but it could happen. Drop kick in the back, in the lower back that time. Juventud hit the turnbuckles very hard.
You talk about whiplash.
Holds his ground, but Juventud, there's a lot left in him. Back body drop, landed on the apron, and ducks looking, hell takedown. He is so quick.
Oh, the missile drop kick connected off the top.
One of his moves covered, lateral press.
Well, I tell you, the size Juventud has to squirm out of predicaments makes it just as hard for him to cradle up and hold down a bigger man.
In the corner, and Juventud. Gonna try to put him up top. This is a place that Garza, I figure, would not want to go. But there's nothing he can do right now.
Yeah, is he going to have a choice?
He
blocked him.
You're
he
not
stopped
kidding
that
me.
Frankensteiner.
He knew it was coming.
Did not want to go there. Exactly right. And now he hooks him. And
Oh, man!
he put him down. He could win it. 1, 2.
No!
He didn't
Shoulder up at the last split second after the power bomb.
My goodness, that was so close.
Juventud is still conscious. What a slap Garza gave him off that top. Amazing, he squirmed out of it. How much more can he take?
Boy, that's the burning question here. Garza
tried the Quebrada, that moonsault back into the ring, did not connect. Juvi to his feet.
And picks him up.
There's the Juvi driver.
Cover 1, 2, 3. Juventud won it. And as they stand and they cheer, we have already seen the remnants of attacks from the Warrior here tonight. And the question is, as you probably know, as I'm sure they're squirming in the back, wondering what will be next. Where in the world will we see the Warrior strike next? With that in mind, let's take you to Gene Okerlund.
All right, the Monday nights are on fire here. Tony Schiavone still to come. The big match between Curt Hennig, of course, along with Rick Rude. Curt is part of the rank and file of the NWO. He's going to be facing Dean Malenko. Curt Hennig, Rick Rude, gentlemen, join me if you will, because this is something certainly we want to talk about. Especially, Tony, in light of the remarks that were made over the past couple of weeks regarding one Arn Anderson.
Based on what the Warriors done tonight, I wouldn't want to come out with the black and the white on. I don't care who you are, anything can go down here.
All right, we've heard some disparaging remarks that originate from the two of you regarding Arn Anderson, but tonight, Dean Malenko inside a steel cage. Curt Hennig.
First of all, Gene, I can't believe myself when I saw Arn Anderson walk away from the Four Horsemen and turn his back like a coward. I knew the man was a coward from the start, and Arn Anderson will always be a coward. I shut the door on the Four Horsemen over a year ago. You remember, what's your take on that, Rick?
15 years ago, the Horsemen were riding high. But now it's a horse of a different color, and it's plain to see, Divot Head, that Arn Anderson has been set out to pasture.
You know, I think you're out of line. Arn Anderson gave his answer to the world 1 week ago. He is history. He's not going to be able to compete actively because of injuries. Leave it alone. Besides, tonight your issue is one-on-one with Dean Malenko inside a steel cage. I think you've opened up a can of worms.
Dean Malenko, the Horseman wannabe, is that who you're talking about? He comes out and challenges Curt Hennig to a cage match. He's a wannabe so bad he doesn't know which end of the horse that he wants to be. And after tonight, Dean Malenko, when I get through with you in that cage, the whole world is gonna know that you're nothing more than a horse's. Ask Rick Rude about it.
Is that what you think?
Exactly.
All right, that is still to come here on Nitro. These two gentlemen, I should point out, Rick Rude outside of the steel cage. That's not dandruff. Give me a break. Tony, what's your take on this?
It's a big divot.
I'm glad you're there and we're not, but the cage match is still to come later in this telecast, fans. The steel cage live on Nitro and a lot more. Back with the action on WCW Monday Nitro and our 30-year birthday bash going on. A lot going down here tonight and a lot going on mysteriously behind the scenes. We have seen in NW Hollywood, they have felt the aftermath of tonight's revolution that's been continuing with the One Warrior Nation. The Warrior obviously around somewhere, and I guess we have seen Scott Norton, we have seen Brian Adams, the Disciple, they've all felt the effects of that. Emotionally, Hollywood Hogan's felt them, Mike.
And remember, when the Warrior arrives on the scene, his appearances and his disappearances, well, they're both mysterious. We've seen NWO Black and White members dropping like flies earlier tonight. Norton, Brian Adams, the Disciple. NWO Hollywood is retreating, Larry.
Retreating? We might not have an NWO Hollywood by the end of the night.
You can better believe that the last place that Hollywood Hogan wants to go is in a steel cage with the Warrior, but believe it, 6 days, he'll have to do it at War Games.
How about Hogan earlier tonight saying that after some 8 years, the Warrior was going to have to prove himself. Once they locked that door on the double ring steel cage this Sunday at the War Games, Hollywood Hogan, there's no place to hide.
That's a cop-out. More Hogan mumbo-jumbo. Actually, Hollywood Hogan may be the only member of the New World Order left.
The Cat and Chaos, Kenny Chaos, if you will, of High Voltage. Did go one-on-one. This should be a good matchup and a very stark contrast in styles here. Hold on, our fans in Milwaukee, Duluth, Boston, Phoenix, and in Lexington, Kentucky. Some big information about events coming your way. But right now, Chaos trying to duck in. And we have seen, we talk so much about change of attitudes, and I'm not so sure that the Cat, Ernest Miller, has gone through a change of attitude. I just think the attitude has come forth, has been amplified. Attitude that, if you talk to most people, that he's already had. He often thought that when he made the crossover from tournament karate fighting into pro wrestling, that he was the very best, that no one could beat him, and now that's just coming out here in the ring.
I think that's exactly what it is, Tony. We're talking about a man who was 3 times a world's karate champion, and he's decided that he is going to play to his strengths. Talked earlier about not being a wrestler. Let's see how he competes against Chaos of High Voltage, who's going it in singles competition rather than as a tag team.
Well, you've got to play to your strengths if you cannot improve your weakness. And obviously, Ernest is just not a great mat wrestler. He's got some good moves like that, but you've got to get the submission. Once you take a man down, you've got to know how to keep him down and control his body. And if the Cat concentrated on that all around, he'd be extremely tough.
Chaos has been a fine wrestler, but I really think that the singles competition very foreign to him.
And especially at a point in time like this when the Cat takes over control and Chaos retreats, there's just no one there for him to make the tag to.
Out he goes, and Chaos, oh boy, the big man with the power, send the man down, cover, 1-2.
Couldn't hold him.
We got a 2 count. And what was first a rear chin lock into a submission hold here.
Well, Chaos trying, he's got to get that left leg underneath the arm more, and see, he didn't hook it good.
Oh, he runs right over it. On top, kicked away.
He got him down again, didn't hook him quick enough.
One thing we were talking earlier about how Adams and Norton were taken away in the ambulance, and we saw the Disciple upside down. We've had no report on how the Disciple is. The last thing we saw with Hollywood Hogan, and to be honest with you, not that we really care how he is, but
or do you think you're going to get an honest report from them?
Do you think Hollywood Hogan cares how he is? He's worried about him.
The last thing we heard, Hollywood Hogan was going to a break, was someone get a doctor. It's funny that a week ago we saw the Warrior appearances mysterious, high up above everywhere in the arena, but now his appearances have been almost everywhere, but we haven't seen him. It's been like he's attacks and then he leaves.
That's smarter than attacking and sticking around.
And in the midst of all that, the Cat comes away with another win. Look at that arrogant smirk on his face.
Cut the music. Man, I'm so damn good. In this ring right now, you see 2 people. You see a WCW wrestler, and you see a 3-time world karate champion. I got to be the greatest. I don't know how to lose. Someone stop me, please. In WCW, if you got anyone in that locker room to stop me, bring them out here right now. I thought so. You people make me sick.
So, Living Legend, what about that?
The people make him sick.
Open challenge to the locker room.
Open challenge to anyone for the Cat. Stay with us. A lot more to talk about on Nitro. Nitro continues from Pensacola. We're live, joined by Bobby the Brain Heenan. Well, Brain, there's a lot been going on. You know, we saw last week, we talked about this, the many appearances, anywhere, everywhere. And who knew when that the Warrior would show up? The appearances tonight for the Warrior, even though we haven't seen him, his remnants have been very, very clear. Scott Norton, Brian Adams taken to the hospital. We've seen the Disciple tied upside down in Hogan's locker room, and Hogan came out with a Giant and said, you got to go through this man. And my question is, would the Giant be the next target for the Warrior here tonight?
Well, Schiavone, I know the Warrior, and I've been around the man. I've seen what he's capable of doing. If he wants to get the Giant, he'll get the Giant. When he puts his mind to something, he's not only so off the wall, he's dangerous. The man will do anything.
And I've never seen Hollywood Hogan in the NWO black and white backpedal and retreat like we have tonight. Whether you see the Warriors attack or not, it's been equally effective. Just ask Hogan and company.
Well, just in the back when I was walking out here to the announce position, usually you see some NWO members in the hall or walking by. Not a sign of them. They're locked away. They are worried.
Well, if you couple that maybe the Giant is next on the list for the Warrior, and that we don't know when the Warrior's going to appear next or where, and we're expecting anything. If you couple that with a cage match tonight, with the fact that Goldberg is wrestling here tonight, with the fact that Piper and Diamond Dallas will face two members of the Wolfpack, man, I tell you, it's loaded, and we're just at the halfway point of this tremendous program on this Labor Day 1998.
And a cage. How about that?
A cage.
And you know, I've been on every Nitro since it started 3 years ago.
Happy birthday.
Happy birthday to you. It just shows
you won't offend me with cash, you know, gentlemen.
It shows you how we can overcome mistakes, can't we?
Oh, you aren't.
The bell sounds. Here we go. Well, the fact that there's a member of NWO Black and White in the ring, that lends me to think that you never know what's going to happen here. So, I mean, the fact that he could get in the locker room and have it spray painted with the Warrior sign, and if nothing else, yeah, physically dominating many members of NWO Hollywood, but the fact that mentally he is working on Hollywood Hogan like never before. It's Stevie Ray and gentleman Chris Adams, the newest member of NWO Hollywood, and a man who is firmly now, as we found out, on that team coming up this Sunday, along with Hollywood Hogan. Hogan says the Giant, JJ says no, it's still going to be Bret the Hitman Hart. So Hogan's having more problems than just the Warrior. They're internal as well, Brain.
Hogan's got a lot of problems, there's no doubt about that. And especially now, what you're talking about, the Warrior loose in the building, what's happened to members of the NWO. I'm telling you, Hogan's running scared. He's hiding behind whatever members he has left right now. You just can't know what's going through his mind. You got to know this man. When things don't go right for Hogan, he goes right to panic. And that's what happened. He's panicking right now.
And I think that was an excellent call by J.J. Dillon, members of the executive committee, with the ruling earlier tonight that Hogan could not just arbitrarily replace Bret the Hitman Hart, because they do have a legal and binding contract for this Sunday at Fall Brawl.
Well, you know, Hogan thinks he can do anything he wants, whenever he wants, to whoever he wants.
And why does he think that? Many reasons. One being that Eric Bischoff has so much power. He feels that whatever decisions Hogan does that he can't make, Bischoff can certainly make for him. On the back of the head, Stevie Ray. I think he's going to be a very decisive member in coming up in the War Games. And you can better believe, I think Piper said it best when he said, hey, am I the only one that gets it? There are no teams. It's every man for himself. Well, who will be the one man to prevail to go on to face Goldberg next month in Halloween Havoc? There's only one way to find out. It is this Sunday. It truly has been one of our most anticipated events of the entire year. It's War Games, a new format, same dangerous scenario, though, for 9 men this Sunday in the double ring steel cage.
Well, Piper's been there. He knows what it's all about. He knows what this sport is all about. And like he says, don't they get it? They got to start thinking that way. Don't worry about anybody else. Worry about your own hide.
NWO Black and White going to be so interesting this Sunday to see if Hogan and Bret Hart can at least coexist to the point of being teammates. Yes, it's every man for himself. However, they're both going to be part of the NWO Black and White entry. A chance, in the words of Hollywood Hogan, for Stevie Ray and Bret Hart to prove their loyalty this Sunday.
Cover, we got a 2, and Stevie Ray pulled away, but there was a foot on the rope Billy Silverman, the referee, saw that cleanly. A lot going down, and it's amazing the many different feuds, the many different areas of bad blood and issues the wrestlers have, but the one final verdict is who will go on to face Goldberg. Stevie Ray took the brunt of that belly-to-back suplex and got right to his feet. Enziguri kick, sent him down.
Chris Adams just leveled Stevie Ray. Enziguri to the back of the head, delivered with impact and authority. And look at Adams follow up on the middle rope.
I've never seen an incendiary kick like that.
Yeah, thank you, and you never will again, probably. A lariat, and then Vincent goes tumbling down. Adams needs to turn around. Well, forget about it.
Standing.
Go ahead, Mike.
Standing sidekick connected. As soon as he turned around, he walked right into the boot. That was almost stereo, Tony.
We've done it before, and we'll do it again, I'm sure.
I love it here at Echo Mountain.
Please, shut up. Pick up a slapjack.
That's it.
It's over.
They don't get up from that.
Stevie Ray walks through another one, and I tell you, even though they're reveling in the win right now, all smiles enjoying it, all is not well in NWO Hollywood, and there's been one factor to that tonight. The members have been dropping like flies thanks to the Warrior. And based on what we heard from Hollywood Hogan, we'll say it again. Would the Giant tonight be next somewhere? That could possibly be it. We'll be back. Each and every Nitro girl by name. We could see that a lot more, couldn't we, Brain?
I can just look at your arm and see that. That's where the tattoo is.
Well, hey, stop it. All right, we're back to action, fans, and I can tell you this, that Stevie Ray and one Vincent made it out of the ring without an incident, but that doesn't mean a lot of the incidents that have been happening at the hands of the Warrior have been happening in the back locker room area, if you know what I mean.
Yeah, if I was a member of NWO Black and White, I wouldn't be too confident at this point in time.
We'll let you know that this coming Thursday, in about 3 days, Thunder will be live on TBS and originating from the Rupp Arena in gorgeous Lexington, Kentucky, home of the Kentucky Wildcats. That's this Thursday, September 10th. Tickets at the box office and Ticketmaster. And don't forget, on Monday, September 21st, Nitro comes to Boston again at the Fleet Center. Tickets available at the box office there at all Ticketmaster locations. And on Monday, October 26th, Nitro returns to the America West Arena in Phoenix, Arizona. Tickets available at the box office and all Dillage locations for Phoenix. Don't forget Boston, and this Thursday in Lexington, Kentucky with Thunder. Boy, is this a story or what? The fact that Lodi continues to have this man, Saturn, all the way up. It's only 6 more days left. Saturn, do his bidding, be at his behest, to be his servant, his valet, if you will.
Has to be like prison time for Saturn, doesn't he? Think he's marking the days off the calendar?
Well, Lodi better enjoy it because nothing lasts forever.
It's Perry Saturn, the man who wants to set the flock free, the hero of the masses, the savior of the downtrodden. Well, Saturn, with age comes maturity, and with maturity comes power. And unfortunately for you, you don't have the power to beat me at Fall Brawl. So to prepare you for your years of subservience ahead, Lodi, tell Saturn that tonight, instead of Canyon-facing Riggs, it'll be Saturn. So instead of getting to set him free, you'll get to hurt him. Tell him, Lodi.
Yeah, you heard him. That's an order. Tonight, you're gonna fight Riggs. Come on, it's an order, maggot. Take it. Come on. It's an order. Come on. Hey, you gave your word. Come on. Maggot, come on. Come on.
Well, it's all about honor, Saturn. Come on, Saturn. It's all about honor.
In honor.
Come on, Army boy. There's your opponent. It's all about honor.
An honor that Saturn made abundantly clear this past week on Thunder with that very revealing up-close interview that he made. It showed us really the inside, the heart of Saturn. And he's going in against Riggs here. It was supposed to be Canyon against Riggs.
Still true to his word, a man of honor, a man of integrity, something that the other flock members could certainly learn by.
Well, you have to understand, first of all, integrity is one thing to you and the people out there. Remember, the flock, they're brainwashed, they're whipped. They only do what Saturn tells them to do. These are lost souls. Integrity means nothing to them.
A pickup by Riggs.
Oh. Runs. Come on, Saturn. Come on, Saturn. Come on, Army boy. Tell him to fight back, Lodi.
Hey, Saturn, come on. Fight back, you maggot. Come on, Saturn. Fight back. Come on, come on.
This is as degrading as we've ever seen on this program.
Hey, entertain us, Saturn. Come on, do something. Do something. Come on. You're not being a very good servant. Come on, Saturn. What are you doing?
If I was Riggs, I wouldn't toy with that man in there.
Well, in the meantime, all this talk from Lodi and from Raven, Riggs has been wrestling a good match, guys.
Yeah.
Yeah, taking control, dominating the matchup so far.
That's that mind control that Raven has over Riggs.
Boy, Riggs runs right over him again. That time it was more like a forearm shot into the top of the head. And Riggs right now overwhelming Saturn. Saturn really, I don't know if it's really all that he's taken out. He hasn't fought back much. There's a reverse kick that time, and that caught him in the jaw.
Shake it off.
Riggs came in and Saturn hugged him. And Saturn is just so explosive. What an athlete, Saturn. A front leg back kick that time.
Look at Saturn. I mean,
are you gonna set him free or are you gonna hurt him, Saturn?
Look at Raven, he's getting frustrated.
Yeah, you're right, Brayden. You can see the frustration.
That's exactly what I want.
And unfortunately, Riggs is the brunt of all of this because Saturn now, like a man possessed, you can just see it. And Saturn basically, we talked about it, doesn't have much expression when he wrestles, but you can see a very focused, a very stern expression on his face right now, Mike.
Very determined individual, and Saturn's match with Raven this Sunday at Fall Brawl has to be the most important of his career because not only can he give freedom to the flock, but his whole career is going to be at stake.
Come on, Riggs, put up a fight, Riggs! Put up a fight, Riggs!
Saturn has just really turned the corner as a singles wrestler. No longer associating himself with the flock, but if he loses this Sunday, he has to go back to square one. He has to rejoin that man, Raven.
Another bizarre fight, turn of events in the world of Raven.
Shows you how tough this man Saturn is. He steps right out of the ring, right down there where Canyon is, right where Raven is. Riggs is out there. He doesn't care. That's a tough man, this Saturn.
Saturn casting an eye towards Raven. Almost daring him to get in his face.
I wouldn't turn my back on those guys.
You talked about, Mike, how important the match is between the two men this Sunday for many reasons, but man, they have really made their own monster here with Saturn, I do believe. And I believe it is a wrath, if I can use that word, that they will not be able to squelch coming up on Sunday. Now, what's this all about?
You know, a man can only take so much. And one day, he's just had it. And that's when he explodes. Saturn's ready to explode.
A pickup could be the Death Valley driver. Could be. Look, just stares at, that's what it is, stares at Raven and his man. 1, 2, 3, and he beats him.
But he's not done yet.
Doesn't even want his hand
raised. You know
raised.
what, Canyon? Hey, Canyon, let's find out what's stronger. Saturn, let's find out what's stronger, your honor or your humanity. Lodi, tell him to break Riggs' fingers.
Yeah, break his fingers. Hey, break his fingers like you broke mine.
Either break his fingers or break your honor.
There's no honor in breaking his kid's fingers.
I'll tell you what. I'm an honorable guy. I'll give you another option. Either break his fingers or let me break yours.
Oh, wait, we're taking this way too far here.
Come on, it's about honor. It's about loyalty. Come on. Either break his fingers or I break yours.
This lowlife Raven knows exactly what he's thinking.
You see, Lodi still has his fingers taped from before when Raven broke his fingers.
He told him to break them.
They're going to break his fingers.
I have never seen a lower form of human life than Raven.
Maybe
ever.
it's me, but I can hear it crack here.
Fans, this is very sickening. We really shouldn't even. So what happens now? Broken fingers, taking a little bit away from the man before 6 days on Sunday at Fall Brawl. And I can tell you this right now. Broken fingers and all. Saturn is going to show up. Saturn is going to wrestle. Saturn is looking for payback as never before on Raven.
He may take those broken fingers, and you know where you might stick them, don't you? Right in the eyes of whoever gets in front of him. This is horrible.
This is horrible. Well, broken fingers and all. Hopefully not too severely. We'll certainly have our trainer check on it.
Well, you know how you bang your hand against something or you shut it in the door? Remember when you've done that years ago? You know, the pain that man must be going through.
Now there's Danny Young, our trainer right now, coming out.
Give him a hand.
Get off
That's not funny.
I didn't mean it that way.
Yes, you did.
Look at that. He doesn't even want any help from our trainer.
Boy, it's once again honor, integrity, two things you know nothing about, Brain.
Sure I do.
Prevail overall.
What a man Saturn is.
I don't know. I think if I was Saturn, Riggs would have some bad paws by now.
Fans, another quick reminder that tickets are on sale for Halloween Havoc right now. That's Sunday, October 25th at the MGM Grand Garden box office. And Ticketmaster, the winner of War Games, will go on to face Goldberg that night. Goldberg we'll see here tonight. As you take a look at the most gorgeous smile on cable TV, that of Spice. Is she beautiful? There's Tigress and Whisper. The Nitro girls are out. And fans want to see your Nitro Party tapes. That's exactly right. The Nitro Party Pack brought to you by Mug Root Beer. The ball goes straight to your brain. Send your Nitro Party tapes to 1 CNN Center, P.O. Box 60, Atlanta, 30303, and we'll show each and every week one Nitro Party winner and send you a Nitro Party Pack.
I like root beer.
We'll be back. We didn't need to hear that.
I like with extra root on the side.
We can only wonder what's going to go down in this final hour of WCW Monday Nitro and where and when the Warrior will strike next. Remember, Hollywood Hogan came out and said, hey, go through this man, the Giant. And based on what we've seen tonight, I don't think Hogan wants to dare the Warrior at all, guys.
He better think better about it the way that the Warrior has totally decimated the NWO Black and White tonight.
If the Giant's listening or watching, my best advice to him is ignore Hogan's orders. Throw Hogan to the Warrior and let him survive on his own.
Also, the World TV title will be on the line. Chris Jericho, Jim the Animal Neidhart, our gigantic, much talked about cage match between Curt Hennig and Dean Malenko. Goldberg defends the world title against young up-and-coming star Scott Putski, and then Diamond Dallas and Roddy Piper will take on Kevin Nash and Sting. That's all to come, or Kevin Nash and Luger, or Kevin Nash and K-Dog. Whatever combination of the Wolfpack they want to bring out here.
Have we officially heard from Kevin Nash? Has he accepted Diamond Dallas Page's invitation or challenge of earlier this evening that he be one half of the Team Wolfpack for that tag matchup?
Haven't heard it at all. Of course, we wouldn't hear it. Wolfpack, they do what they want. Well,
you need me to go in the back and try to rustle up some info?
No, don't rustle up anything, because I know what happens when you rustle up things in the back.
I don't know where your wall from last night. I told you I knew nothing about it.
Things missing from your bag mysteriously, right?
Wow, you're not kidding. All right, Jericho in, and Chris Jericho has continued the string.
Well, your license is expired, by the way.
Continues the string of wins in the television title division. As Jim the Animal Neidhart makes his way in.
Never looks happy, does he?
I often thought, and we've seen that in a lot of guys, even especially the man who who best exemplifies it, Goldberg, but I always thought that that Neidhart had the right attitude to be a pro wrestler. Intense, confident, cocky.
Kind of has the same attitude as Norton.
Yes, Norton, who was sent to the hospital early.
Have we got an update on his condition yet?
No, and do we even care? I mean,
well, I mean, he has belongings here. Someone has to make sure they get to the right people.
Yeah, nothing about Brian Adams either.
Oh, too bad. I mean, this is serious.
To Monday Night Jericho.
He's a catchy name.
And ladies and gentlemen, I most definitely am the Walrus, Goo Goo Gajoob. And I promise to never, ever treat you Jerichoholics wrong just because I am better than all of you. Thank you.
Wow, he's sincere.
Oh boy. Well, anyway, regardless of all that, the man can perform in the ring, something we've talked about a lot. And man, I tell you,
he's your world television champion.
He is your world television champ. Anytime, fans, buckle down. You never know when the Warrior's going to arrive, and you never know when we're going to find out another member of this NW Hollywood. They've been dropping like flies tonight when it's going to happen again. We do know, though, that the Warrior's going to be in that double ring, steel cage, double cage, war games where one man will prevail. And Piper said it right. There's only one man. There are no teams. But I often said that if there's any team that's going to be cohesive, it's going to be the Wolfpack. They showed their cohesiveness here tonight in the face of one Diamond Dallas Page. Now, one thing Jericho does not want to do here, guys, and that's to go at Anvil with the power moves to try to run him over. You can't do it.
No.
Now, Neidhart is one of the strongest men in professional wrestling. Would not be smart on the part of Jericho to try and match power with Big Jim Neidhart.
Whoa!
Airborne, that's Air Jericho, not Monday Night Jericho, but that was way up in the air.
I think Neidhart played some football at Oakland, didn't he?
Sure did.
He was a shot putter.
Yep.
A big, strong, tough guy. He's been through the wars.
Knife edge count. Jericho fighting back, though. A lot left in Jericho, the television champ. Anvil holds his ground since Jericho. And Jericho, great agility in midair, executed a drop kick. How about that for hang time? Up on top, Jericho, springboard into a missile drop kick, sending the man on the outside.
But he's up real quick.
Baseball slide drop kick in the gut, sending the man out.
And that's the big man Jericho's bouncing around there. A big, tough guy.
And just another prime example of what we're talking about. Like him or not, Chris Jericho is one of the most talented men in professional wrestling. 3 variations of the dropkick, and now out brawling with Neidhart on the floor.
Big punches by Neidhart.
Outside is where he doesn't want to be. Jericho, though, gets the one-step advantage here as he stomps away on the back of the head of Neidhart. You know, the Warrior came out a few weeks back to talk about the Revolution 1, 2, and he kicked away and talked about the formation of the One Warrior Nation. And even though you may not see the Warrior, him appear, you know that you can see it. The fans he calls the Warriors, the OWN shirts that we see out, the fans who call out his name as an arrogant cover and a 2 count. The Warrior is around, even though he may not be seen in person, Mike.
Sometimes he's even more dangerous that way, Tony, as the NWO Black and White will attest this evening.
You know, it's like a storm. Sometimes you go outside and you can't see it in the sky, but you feel it in the air. That's what it's like tonight in the building here. You know the Warrior's here. You feel his presence, but you just don't know what he's going to do.
Into the neutral corner that time. Neidhart will send Jericho. Neidhart feels very confident right now. Certainly Neidhart has the ability to win this television belt right now. We have seen some upsets as far as the TV title is concerned on this program that we didn't expect. So you never know what's going to happen. Of course, being the TV champ and being on Nitro, you have that short time limit advantage. Up on top, Jericho is caught in midair.
Went for the pescado, slingshot into a crossbody block. Neidhart caught him in midair and now just draping him around that steel ring post back first.
Once again, going right at the power of Neidhart, which is a mistake, and he's paid for it. Almost got a double count out there as They both go back into the ring at the feet of referee Billy Silverman. This spectacular crowd on hand for our 3rd birthday, beginning our 4th year of Monday Nitro. Moving out of the way, and a program that was born on Labor Day 1995. And still going strong, stronger than ever. Watch out, trying to get him over.
Look at Neidhart fight it.
That's a big lion to tame, too.
Trying to get the Lion Tamer over, and he is fighting for all he's worth here.
Neidhart's got to roll that right shoulder up. That's what he has to do. That way he won't be able to turn him.
Look at the wide base by Jericho here.
He's going to turn him, though.
Extra added leverage. And Neidhart, look at Neidhart, those strong legs just trying to get him over. Neidhart just
still trying to fight him.
He powered his way out of that.
He's not going to turn him. Not now.
Couldn't get him over. He's going to try it again. So I think Neidhart may be out.
Look, a guy trying to move a wheelbarrow.
That pain is just so intense from that move.
And Billy Silverman saying, ring the bell. The match is over. Even though we've not heard the bell, it is over. There you go. Chris Jericho gets the win.
Neidhart must have given up.
Apparently tapped right out. As Jericho gets a win. Needs to get his belt and take off. Is what there he raised his hand on the outside. Boy, I tell you, he took the big, powerful man and forced him over that time. Did one Chris Jericho. And he is your winner here on...
No way, Jericho!
Neidhart claims he never gave up. He never
see him tap out.
I thought that for a moment there he was out cold. Nevertheless, Jericho will retain the World Television Championship.
If he didn't tap out, maybe he said, okay, I quit. Maybe he gave it up.
Well, that's one that we'll have to grill Billy Silverman about. And we're about ready to... I thought go to a break.
You know, Uncle Eric.
Uncle Eric?
There's nothing that I enjoy more than coming out and wrestling here in WCW, since you won't let me go wrestle anywhere else. But you see, there's a bit of a problem. See, last week, I hurt my back wrestling Brian Adams. And my doctor, he advised me not to do any wrestling until I have an MRI. You know, in my contract, Uncle Eric, it states that you're responsible for me if I get hurt in the ring. And see, that's when we'd have to deal with lawyers and lawsuits and stuff like that that we really don't want to go into. So since I like working here in WCW so much, and since I really admire and respect you, Uncle Eric, because you know, you are the man with the power and the pencil. I'm just going to do us both a favor and give myself the night off.
Boy, he's made this personal, hasn't he? We'll be back with our cage match. Stay with us. Welcome back. You look high above the ring, fans, and you see the cage that was constructed earlier in the day that will house Curt Hennig and Dean Malenko. And Brain, we talked earlier when Zbyszko was out here about the eerie feeling we had, not only because this time of year was, if you'll recall last year, the dismantling of the Horsemen, and if you'll recall, a cage played into that at War Games 1 year ago, but because in this venue, here in the Civic Center, down in the great state of Florida, here in Pensacola, down in the Florida Panhandle here, that we saw the NWO really stoop to one of their lowest when they made a parody of Arn Anderson, when they made a parody of the Horsemen at that time. So in this great venue, ironically enough, a cage will lower when a man who is really one of the responsible members, Curt Hennig, will go in against a man who, because of his friendship with Chris Benoit, wants to get the Horsemen back together in Dean Malenko.
Well, with the determination of a man like Dean Malenko and the athletic ability of Curt Hennig and the the years this man's been in the sport, this is going to be one heck of a cage match. I can guarantee that.
Well, it really was a sickening sense of deja vu earlier today when we arrived at the Civic Center here in Pensacola, Florida, Tony, to think back that this was the arena, this was the building where the enforcer, the cornerstone of the Horsemen, had to suffer that ultimate indignity at the hands of the NWO in that sickening parody.
And that was just the beginning of the things, the bad things that would happen to the Horsemen. And now 1 year later, there are no more Horsemen.
And you know what Curt Hennig can do with a door and a cage. Very dangerous.
Well, I think, we know what he can do with the door, but also let's talk about what he did Thursday on Thunder when he took that cyclone fence, when he took the wiring, when he draped it across the back of one of Dean Malenko. And Hennig, along with Rude, they're veterans, they're great wrestlers. They have hurt many men, they put many men away, and who knows what they have on their mind here tonight in obviously a cage match being very, very dangerous.
And what an impressive sight that steel cage is. But think about this Sunday at the War Games when it's going to be a double ring, double steel cage, twice the size of this steel cage, Tony.
And we'll have Dean Malenko's entrance into this timeout. Okay, Dean Malenko will make his way out here for this cage match. Now let's not forget that it was this past Thursday when we made the big announcement on Thunder that he demanded this cage match. And WCW officials, James J. Dillon, I'm sure Roddy Piper was involved in the decision-making there, very quick to give him his cage match. Dean Malenko is the man who can win a match by wrestling holds only. So for him to ask for a cage match, you know there's something burning deep down inside. One Dean Malenko to get this, and look at his eyes focused on the task at hand, guys.
Now look at the intensity as Dean Malenko strides purposefully to the ring. On several occasions, he had Curt Hennig beat, only to have members of the NWO Black and White interfere. He had them hooked in that Texas Cloverleaf. This is his way to keep people like Rick Rude out of the action. One-on-one, Malenko and Hennig to decide it right here.
And immediately,
smart move.
You're not kidding, it was Hennig getting the blows in on Dean Malenko and focusing on the neck and the head, the trapezius, the deltoid region of one Dean Malenko.
And you know, Tony, if there's one of the three of us that can really relate to what it's like being inside the steel cage, it would have to be Bobby Heenan. Bobby, what is it like to be in the steel cage like Malenko and Hennig right now?
Well, when you're in the dressing room in the back getting ready for it, you can't really prepare for it because you know you got all that steel around the cage that your opponent's going to use. And you get in that ring, and your opponent makes it down that aisle, and you hear the music, and the referee's telling you, going over a few things with you, but you're not hearing nothing. All you're thinking about is that wire going to rip my body up? Is it going to tear flesh off me? What's going to really happen? Now, if I get hurt, I can't get out. There's no way out. He's going to stay on me. He's going to stay on me until I'm all busted up. You can't prepare for it. It's the most dangerous match you can possibly be in. It gets you psyched mentally and physically. It just beats the heck out of you.
Well, we've seen guys beat the heck out of each other already. Malenko returned fire. I don't know what that was about the cage door that time, but Malenko back body drop. Sent now Curt Hennig down flush to the mat. And here he goes again for the ride. In, and the leg got up. The knee got up to the face. Well, that certainly the cage comes into play twofold in a cage match, primarily as a weapon, but also as a device to keep that unwanted interference out. And obviously with that, we think about Rick Rude. Now, what this is about, I don't know. Normally, cage matches will not have a device like this for a man to get up on, but it caused Curt Hennig that time as he was pulled down and hit the mat very hard from the top of the cage.
I think he was looking for a trap door, the attic. He wanted out of there.
Or maybe to use that to drop off on one Dean Malenko, but Malenko up to the task. You can almost feel those forearm shots against the side of the head. Sends him in. There's what we were talking about. Used as a weapon, hit the top of his head with the cage, and then the steel turnbuckle drove the shoulder into the steel turnbuckle as well.
Oh, that steel cage is just so unforgiving as Dean Malenko just went face first. You're right, Tony. Turnbuckle and steel cage at the same time.
Especially, Mike, when you talk about the corner, the hard steel corner, the Cyclone fencing, a little bit more forgiving than hard corner would be.
Just remember, it wasn't long ago when Curt Hennig did a number on Dean Malenko's shoulder. It was last Thursday.
We certainly remember that. And on the head, stomping away. Right now, it's Hennig in command. member of that NWO Black and White who's they've taken a lot of punishment tonight at the hands of the mysterious attacks from the Warrior. Malenko put the brakes on that time, and Malenko, back elbow, got out of that situation but could not get out of that double axe handle from Hennig.
Now Malenko trying to fight back, but it's obvious. You talked about the attack last Thursday on the shoulder. Hennig totally focusing his offensive attack now on that already injured shoulder of Dean Malenko.
Fans, think about this. You can see him going at it. We've got 2 guys in 1 ring and 1 steel cage. But only 6 days, we're going to have 9 guys in 2 rings, in 2 steel cages. Don't you agree with that, Mike?
Absolutely, Tony. It's going to be a bigger and more dangerous War Games than ever this Sunday at Fall Brawl.
Look what he's doing to that shoulder. Look at the pressure he's putting on that arm and shoulder of Dean Malenko. Now you gotta wonder what's going through Rude's mind right now. You know, him and Hennig have been friends all their lives.
Trying to pick
but
a
Rude
lock.
can't get into the help.
Yeah, that's right. We're eavesdropping on Rude that time.
I had a cousin used to be able to pick locks.
And I'm sure that cousin has given that talent on to you.
I haven't seen him for a while.
Locked away, right?
3 fingers fell.
Okay, in the back, along the spine. Hennig has effectively slowed the pace of this down.
It's been all Hennig.
Well, there was a couple of glimpses of Malenko mounting a comeback, and you know, a lot of times, we've seen this so many times, when 2 wrestlers will begin something and one wrestler is filled with more emotion and is working on emotion, a lot of times the other guy will take the advantage. And I think that's what we've seen here. I think most of the emotion, most of the hatred has been within Dean Malenko and not necessarily within Hennig. Double action, of course, I guess being a member of NWO Hollywood, hatred would be a prerequisite. Here's a cover, got a 2 count. Hatred for anybody or anything.
Well, you better sing the praises of Hollywood or you're out of work.
Hollywood's thinking of nothing but the Warrior right now, though.
Oh, you bet he is.
Now you're seeing exactly what the Cyclone fencing can do. That is not, as you fans know, not a smooth surface at all. That can really grate on your forehead or on your arm. That's where it can come into play, and especially later in the match when you're tired and you've been beaten down and you're sweaty, that's when it really starts to take its toll on you.
And there's a lot of little burrs just sticking out. You can't run your hand across it without cutting your hand.
I think that's what I just said.
Well, I was just
repeating it for people who want to hear it again, I'm sure. There's a lot of those into the midsection.
Hennig just relentless in this attack, working over the arm and the shoulder of Malenko. That time the top wrist lock, driving the punch in, the lateral press, and gets a 2 count.
And you can hear now Hennig tell Billy Silverman to count him out. It's over with, but I tell you, as long as Malenko can stand, there's going to be fight in him, even with one bad arm. He tried, that was instinctively hitting with the arm, but it hurt, as you can see, and that's not going to be able to go back to that again, I don't think.
No, try to punch or a forearm smash that time with that already injured arm. Got absolutely no power out of the shoulder that time.
Well, that's Scott Dickinson, the referee. I believe I said Billy Silverman, but it was Dickinson that time, and he almost took a back elbow from Hennig. So Hennig now working over Malenko, focusing on one part of the body. As so far the cage only a few times have come into play here. And look at this, pulling it, just gouging the eyes, pulling back on the forehead.
Yeah, the most important aspect of that cage, however, is that it has kept Rick Rude out of this match and at ringside, but Hennig's doing quite well on his own.
Malenko still a lot of fight left in him, though, but watch out. They collided, looked like forehead met forehead that time. And as you can see, Malenko and the arm is it's really hurt here. Also, Malenko got a break because the foreheads collided. It enables him now to try to pull up here.
Now imagine this. Here's a man with only one arm, only one hand, and he's in a cage with Curt Hennig, and he's got more fight than you've ever seen before in a guy.
Now that's what being a top shelf athlete in WCW and pro wrestling is all about. And we've seen it, we've known it with Dean Malenko. The man just does not know how to quit. And of course, emotion, as we talked about, comes to play in that as well. But Hennig realizes a part of Malenko hurt, trying to use the cage as the weapon. Malenko, not a bad defensive move that time, just to stick the flat of the boot onto the
Come on,
fencing.
Malenko. Fight back. Come on. Fight back. You're in here with Curt Hennig, punk.
Boy, Hennig's so smart. He realizes that if he gets him madder, he'll expend more energy and thus wear him down even quicker.
What great camera work.
Oh, tremendous. And picking up the audio in the ring.
Give it up. You want to be four horsemen? Give it up. Right there's a camera. Say hello to your friends.
Well, you can just see
Give
the
it up.
strain and
I give up. Say it. I give up.
Wow. He won't give up, though. And really, you can hear the fans start to chant four horsemen here. And I don't know if that's doing the trick for Malenko or not, but he's starting to mount somewhat of a comeback. As we know, all great athletes during the course of a match, some sooner than others, will get a second win. Some have the ability to get third and fourth wins as well. And I thought for a minute Malenko was coming up with that, but apparently not. Cover, 1, 2. And he got out of that, though, so he's still in it. Although still, it's all Curt Hennig here.
I think that chant of the horseman from the crowd just drives Hennig even further. Hennig loves to claim that he is the man who dismantled the horseman, and I guess he's right.
Yeah, you're right about that. He is the man that did that.
1, 2, almost 1 year anniversary. When at that time there were 2 cages. And on Sunday there will be as well, where one man will go on to face Goldberg at Halloween Havoc. Look, Hennig feeling very good about it now, looking out towards our camera, towards the fans. A Hennig knee lift, one of his patented moves. And it seems in many ways that maybe Malenko's helpless right now. Cross arm breaker.
Yeah, but Malenko, great defense to this move. Reaching through with his other hand to grasp the arm that Hennig is trying to apply the arm breaker to. That's his best defense, if he can roll up on Hennig and close that gap.
Yeah, a lot of times we've seen guys roll up on a cross arm breaker and get the other guy's shoulders down. You're right, Mike, it is a good defensive move, and Hennig just takes the back of his knee along the face, but in effect, the cross arm breaker is over, and that's a saving grace for Dean Malenko. That type of move can break an arm, can end a match, and maybe could detour a career as well.
Now, if I was Rude, I'd be telling Hennig right now.
Oh, my, that shoulder again, right into the steel cage.
Maybe throw him into the cage, would that be what you were telling him?
Well, I would have, if I was Rude, I'd be telling Hennig right now to work on the other arm, work on the other shoulder. Make the man totally helpless in that cage. That's what you got to do. They do it to you, just do it first.
Well, I agree with that, believe it or not. There's an uppercut from Hennig, who turns around and says something to Rude. What's it about, I don't know. But that gives Malenko a chance. He's going to catapult him into the steel cage. I thought maybe a Texas Cloverleaf, but no, the catapult. Malenko has got his second win. Dean Malenko sends him in again.
Well, bad arm or not, Malenko's on fire.
Trips him up. Goes for the leg. He's going for it now. Going for the Cloverleaf.
No. He's too close to the rope. Hennig's going to make it.
Curt Hennig went to the rope. You're right, Brain, but that does not derail at all Dean Malenko's efforts. Malenko hits hard. Oh, boy.
Referee down.
Oh, he picked him up for a scoop slam, and I believe he got hit in the eye. Was that what?
Malenko's feet hit him,
I believe. Yeah,
referee
right.
Scott Dickinson is down and out.
When Hennig picked him up, he swung him and then turned him a bit. His feet hit the referee. Oh!
Kicked him head first to the steel. There you see the referee down.
Now he's got him. Drag him out to the middle of the ring. What a gutsy performance.
Right in the middle of that ring.
By this one-armed Dean Malenko. He's come back. He's got the Texas Cloverleaf hook.
They got the troops out. It's Bischoff leading out. And now Stevie Ray. Bischoff's got a key.
He's got a key. He's getting in the cage.
And he's got him beat the ring with the Cloverleaf.
But the referee's out.
Yeah, that's right, but the match should be over.
Hennig was tapping out. I saw his hands
You're not
move.
kidding. Malenko had the man beat, but Bischoff came out and unlocked the cage. Dean Malenko should have already had his hand raised.
And Rick Rude is in there.
After this, and I'm going to say great matchup, this has to happen. Oh, he's going to wreck the referee.
Well, Malenko had him beat.
Yes, he did.
Right square in the middle of that ring.
Stevie Ray. The count by Rude as Hennig had covered Dean Malenko. Stevie Ray in as well. And for all that's gone down tonight at the hands of the Black and the White are to the black and the white at the hands of the Warrior. You're seeing that the white and the black NWO Hollywood rising up here now.
And what are you going to see? What are you going to see Sunday with 2 rings, 2 cages, 9 men, everyone for themselves?
All right, well, we need some help for Dean Malenko here.
They're going to pull him out of the cage. They're going to slam the door on his head.
That boy, Brain, you're right. Oh, no, that's exactly what...
This is Curt Hennig again.
They did this 1 year ago. And Arn Anderson is... My goodness! The Enforcer's arrived!
Is he nuts?
He just couldn't take it anymore.
And Arn Anderson!
Arn Anderson's got his shirt off, calling for Stevie Ray face first into the cage.
The fans are on their feet. They're going wild.
Somebody better get Arn Anderson out of there. He could be crippled. He could be crippled for life.
The heck with that!
Listen to these people!
He could cripple everybody else!
Oh yeah, there's no doubt about that!
The Enforcer is back!
What a moment in pro wrestling!
Look at his eyes, look at that man right there! He saved you, Malenko! He saved your career! That man there, the Enforcer, Arn Anderson, he saved your career!
And that eye contact between the two is all about mutual respect.
They were going to put his head there. They were going to slam that door like a melon. He just couldn't take it anymore, Anderson. Staring at Rude. He's had enough.
Incredible. What we have witnessed here tonight. You know, we often talk among ourselves what one thing would bring Arn Anderson into the ring for any reason at all. Well, we've witnessed it. And it was what happened 1 year ago. Don't you dare go away.
A man can only take so much.
All right, moments ago, this all went down here on WCW Monday Nitro, and then out of the blue, Arn Anderson. And Arn Anderson and the Enforcer came back again, came out of the dressing room area, took out Rude, took out Hennig, and then look at the eyes of Arn Anderson. And as we went to break, and we had to go to break quickly, I know the fans were standing. The fans were showing the sign of the Four Horsemen everywhere. And I don't know what's going on in the mind of Arn Anderson right now, but if it was ever one incident that rekindled all the bad things that happened to this man within the span of the year, it was what we saw moments ago. And I can tell you guys, we've had some big moments in our sport, but that was one of the most exciting moments we've ever witnessed on Nitro.
Absolutely gives you goosebumps. You ever seen 10,000 people rise as one and extend those 4 fingers in the air, Tony? Well, you know what? I haven't seen it for about a year.
And you can imagine what went through Arn Anderson's body, what went through his mind. He'd had enough. He forgot about his injuries, forgot about the consequences of going to the ring, moving around like that, throwing a punch, risking permanent damage. He didn't care. He just had enough.
Well, fans, take a breath with us. We got a lot more, including DDP and Piper against the Wolfpack. But right now,
the man is on his way.
Thank you, Brain. That was your cue to say that, because here he comes. You ask who's next? Well, Mike Tenay, the tally mark is what?
140-0.
Whoa!
He remains unbeaten. He remains the WCW World's Heavyweight Champion. And the bullseye is between the eyes of Goldberg, because the 9 wrestlers that go into the double ring, double steel cage this Sunday at Fall Brawl all have their sights set on the gold around his waist.
But it's one thing to want to become champion. It's another thing to earn that opportunity. But I think the biggest job of all is to survive in those 2 cages with 8 other men in there, and then having to go on to wrestle that man for the championship. It's a tall order, but it can be done.
An explosion you're going to have. It'll be when the heavyweight champion of the world makes his way to the ring. Nitro presents the one and only Goldberg,
a heavyweight champion of the world.
And at the end, Scott Putski will have a chance to do it. As we have an what no man has been able to do. Not only pin him, beat him, but even take him down for any extended period of time. And not a person on his seat.
And listen to that chant. When Mike and I got to the building here today around 4 o'clock, they were outside chanting that.
Goldberg, and here we go. The bell clangs out. Very true here. And it just ignites a fire further into Goldberg. A simple leg triple with authority.
Caught with a hip toss by Goldberg.
And this Putski's put together.
Yes, he is. Look at this. Putski did slip behind, and a kick to the gut. Putski snap suplex, but Goldberg's up. Goldberg's up.
Like nothing had happened.
He's up. Putski's down.
And Goldberg's up.
The spear takes down Putski, and I think we all know what's next.
Putski's going up.
Oh, my.
Cinches in. Picks him up like a hydraulic jet. Bingo.
Jackhammer time. 141 and 0. Count him out. The world champion.
Guess what, Putski? You made the list. You're 141. Oh, yeah. The man. They're standing here in Pensacola.
You see the sign? McGuire 61, Sosa 58, Goldberg 141.
That's right. Here it is again.
Look at this man. Look at this man. Drive Putski almost out of his boots. He's up. He's ready. He's got him locked in. That jackhammer picks him up like he was a child. Turns him around. Decides what he's going to do with him. Drop him to that mat. 1, 2, 3. Your winner. 141 and zip. The man. WCW Heavyweight Champion of the World. Goldberg.
Oh, what a night. We know the Warrior's here somewhere. And Hogan said you got to go to the Giant. He may just do that. And Diamond Dallas and Roddy Piper together against two members of the Wolfpack in a tag team spectacular. That is all still to come tonight. What a way to begin our 4th year of professional wrestling's champ, Nitro.
Wow.
And fans, I understand we're going to bring the Nitro girls out here for a second. Gives us a chance to let you know that this coming Saturday, September 12th, tickets go on sale for the following events. Sunday, October 11th, the big event in the arena in Milwaukee. Wednesday, October 21st at the Deck in Duluth, Minnesota. And Friday, October 9th at the Hare Arena in Dayton, Ohio. Tickets go on sale this Saturday for all 3 events at respective box offices and all Ticketmaster locations in those areas. Well, hello, Spice. You are gorgeous. And also want to let you know that you're going to see many of these gorgeous Nitro girls and Chris Jericho at Mainstream 335-55 South 27th Street, Friday from 10 a.m. till noon. That's Saturday from 10 a.m. to noon when tickets go on sale for the event coming to the arena in Milwaukee on Sunday, October 11th. Well, fans, take a big breath. A lot's gone on, a lot still to come. Our big tag team spectacular and the Warriors somewhere in the house tonight on Nitro. Stay with us.
They're in the house.
So's Michael Buffer. And we're waiting on him to talk.
Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the 3rd anniversary party of WCW Monday Nitro on TNT. Tonight, as we keep in the tradition of yet another Superstar Spectacular main event on Nitro. Are you ready? Pensacola, Florida, are you ready? For the thousands in attendance and the millions watching around the world, ladies and gentlemen, let's get ready to rumble!
And rumble we are. with
enough.
purpose. Wolfpack music.
Ladies and gentlemen, tonight's main event.
And here they come.
Features a tag team match. Now making their entrance to the ring, two superstar representatives of New World Order Wolfpack. Both wearing the colors of red and black of the Wolfpack. First, weighing 249.5 pounds. The man known for few words. He lets his action in the ring speak for him, and he has destroyed opponent after opponent with his scorpion deathlock. Ladies and gentlemen, he is Steve! And his Wolfpack partner, coming in at 261 pounds from the Windy City, Chicago, Illinois, known the world over as one of the most world-conditioned athletes today. He is the master of the torture rack. He is the total package, Lex Luger.
So there they are, it's Luger and Sting. And remember, Page really challenged Kevin Nash to get involved in this. But Luger and Sting will carry the banner of the red and the black here, guys.
Yeah, isn't that interesting?
And I wonder if there's any friction now.
Now, ladies and gentlemen, making their entrance to the ring, marking the very first time in the history of professional wrestling that these two superstars have been paired as tag team partners. Coming in first, as they enter separately, weighing 228.25 pounds and wearing blue, a member of the Piper clan of Glasgow, Scotland. Now residing in Portland, Oregon, he is without a doubt one of the most well-known names and faces in professional wrestling, respected by fans around the world for a sense of fair play and values. Ladies and gentlemen, here is the icon, Roddy Piper.
He's ready.
He always is, Brain.
And now making his entrance to the ring, the icon partner, wearing diamond blue and black. He weighs 253 pounds and comes to us from the Jersey Shore. One of the most popular competitors in the sport today, known for his total lack of fear and his refusal to be aligned with any organization, the master of the Diamond Cutter, DDP, Diamond Dallas Page.
Now look at the scene here, and I see the fans pay their homage to Page, and this capacity crowd everywhere we go, a sellout, and I really know and feel these are great times for our sport. Wonderful time to be a part of professional wrestling, to be involved. But I think what makes it even more so is the fact that we get a chance each and every week to call the greatest athletes in the sports world to go at it, physical matchups. You never know what you're going to see on Nitro. We know the Warriors around here somewhere. We never thought we'd see Arn Anderson come out. And as we start our fourth year, Piper casts a very wary eye towards Page. We start our fourth year. What a great time to be part of WCW, of NWO, and to be able to bring you this great matchup.
And Michael Buffer talked about this being the first time that Piper and Page have ever joined forces as a tag team. And we heard from Piper earlier. He said that this will also be the last time. Because, yes, they're going to be on the same team at the War Games this Sunday, but it's going to be every man for himself.
And they're getting into an argument here. Now, in contrast, Sting and Luger have agreed on something, but no, sir. There's no agreement here between these two men.
In all the years I've known Piper, I don't remember him in that many tag matches. He's always been a loner.
Nose to nose, they did not agree. I don't think they were agreeing on who should start the match. And 6 days out from War Games, under 1 week now, this coming Sunday, where Piper really had it right. Yeah, you can say it's Team WCW, you can say it's the Wolfpack, you can say it's Hollywood, but in less than 1 week and 6 days, 2 cages, 2 rings, double cage, it's going to be every man for himself to see who will go face Goldberg. But right now, Luger and Page hook it up. And as Michael Buffer so aptly said, you can just see it right there.
Oh, Piper wants to get involved.
You're not kidding. Piper tagged himself in. Page is fearless, and Piper, the contrast, is like a house of fire.
He may have the fastest hands in this sport. Piper just goes after you. He doesn't ask anything. He just goes after you. Kick you, pound you, bite you, rip at you. That's the way that man fights.
Knife edge chop. Down goes Luger, out goes Luger, and Piper, like a man possessed, gets chase.
And it looks like Piper is ready for war this Sunday at Fall Brawl.
I would agree with that. I believe he is. I mean, this is the frame of mind you need to be in, guys.
It's war. It's war. What do you expect? That's how you have to fight.
It's war!
There it is. That's just what he said to Page.
Get up! Get up! Get up! Fight him!
Well, effectively what he's done is lit the fire under Page here. How about it?
Yeah, Piper certainly has the proper mindset because we're less than a week away from War Games.
Into the corner. A pickup.
Sting hasn't even been in the ring yet, has he?
1, 2, we almost had a winner there, guys. Every man for himself coming up in War Games. There's a cover again by Page. Couldn't keep Luger down. And what we thought was a little dissension, disunity now among WCW members at the beginning really is just the intensity that Piper's trying to bring to this team, I do believe, guys.
It's certainly 3 distinct individuals that make up Team WCW. Luger goes airborne, connects with the flying forearm, and tags into Sting.
Stinger, gut shot here, comes in first, goes Page. Well, Sting can really get it going, can he? Stomps on the fingers, pick up, inverted atomic drop. Page at the mercy of Sting. Former world champ, as a matter of fact, a man who's held every major title in our club. Oh, DDT! What a move! A jumping DDT!
I don't think I've ever seen him use that before.
Never.
I like that.
He'll shoot Page into the far side. Oh my goodness. Page, great rebound on that one. Great turnabout, cover. And the referee prevented Piper from getting in, but it was Luger who came in anyway. He decks Piper. Piper gonna rebound on this one.
Oh, this is gonna be a great war.
Oh, it really is, you're exactly right. We've got the kind of the remnants of one right now. It's broken down. Oh boy, how about that? Page, Sting at the same time with lariats.
Piper out on the floor after Luger. Here comes Big Sexy.
Yeah, the leader of the Wolfpack. 7 feet tall. He's got Piper and he posts Piper head first. Page not aware that Kevin Nash is there. And he knows it now. Referee calling the bell, but it's too late.
Right on his hip.
Page.
That man is bad.
Yeah, you're not kidding. Page and Piper.
Remember the ultimatum that Kevin Nash gave DDP? Page said he would not join the Wolfpack, and he's just been buried in an NWO red and black shirt.
He said you'd be in our crosshairs, and that's exactly what's happened here. The referee in the face of Kevin Nash. Fans, we have a lot more to come. Stay with us on Nitro. Back we are, fans, and we are literally out of breath from what's been going down here tonight.
We're not done yet.
I don't think we are.
Not if that music is any indication we aren't.
I guess maybe they want to get the last word on what's gone down tonight at the hands of the Warrior, who's been literally everywhere and nowhere, all in the same program. The Warriors are out, the fans. 6 days out, ladies and gentlemen, from the mega event who will decide who goes against Goldberg at Halloween Havoc in the most dangerous night in pro wrestling in War Games. You know, years ago, War Games was called War Games, the Match Beyond. And this year it is the Match Beyond.
It's a war, but no game.
Yeah, beyond anything we've ever witnessed.
For life.
Back tonight here on what we've talked about being our 3rd-year anniversary. In the beginning of our 4th year, been treated to a lot of things. You know, just like he talked about, top of the program, dared the Warrior to come out and get a piece of the Giant. He's bringing the Giant out here with him, and as a steel chair, he is armed on both ends here, Mike.
And Tony, have you ever seen one man, and I speak of the Warrior, have so much impact on an organization like the NWO Black and White this evening without even making an appearance? I guess he's been here, we just haven't seen him.
Well, I'm sure that the disciples saw him. I know Scott Norton and Brian Adams saw him before they were headed to the emergency room.
Maybe the disciple didn't see him.
Well,
that's the fun part. Think of that. Think about that.
But his impact has been felt all through pro wrestling since his arrival back when we were in Hartford, Connecticut on the 17th of August.
You know something, all you NWOites? We've been looking for that low-life Warrior all night long, brother. He doesn't have the guts to take the NWO on one by one and prove himself. So you know something? Now that we know the rules, Warrior, we're gonna play the game. And brother, if you want a piece of Hollywood, if you want to get destroyed by Hollywood, the one thing you're gonna have to do, now that you decided to jump in the whole NWO, is take on the big man, brother. Because if you can handle the big man, you deserve to be in the ring with Hollywood. And by the way, brother, we're gonna use that steel cage, man.
Oh my.
And we're gonna have that steel cage right around the ring, brother. There's no way the door will be wide open. We've already checked under the ring. We know that you're not hiding under the ring, brother. We searched all over the building, Warrior. So the bottom line is, come on down the aisle. I'm gonna leave that door wide open, brother. I'm gonna leave you in the ring with the big man. And when all's said and done, if you can pass the ultimate test, brother, if you can get the job done, Warrior, well then you deserve a chance at Hollywood Hogan. Because at War Games, brother, I'm getting my belt back. I'm gonna beat Goldberg within an inch of his life. And when I get my belt back, Warrior, you shall be history. Ashes to ashes, dust to dust. The NWOites in Hollywood they trust. So come on down, Warrior. Come on down and meet your maker. The Giant's gonna put you in your place. Come on down.
Say no more. With the cage around the ring fills with smoke. And the Warrior's here.
In the cage.
In the cage.
On a chair.
They've been looking for the Warrior all night. Look no further. Just turn around, Hogan.
The Giant is flat out.
In a flash, the Giant laid out completely.
I guess the Warrior just proved himself, didn't he?
And look at this now, nowhere to go.
And the man he's been hiding behind the Giant is of no help to Hollywood Hogan.
He's caged himself is what he's done. That cage door, as he said, would be wide open, so I'm sure it's unlocked. Bischoff, he looks like he's got the key in the chain again.
He looks desperate.
Hogan has caged himself, is what he's done, and now you can better believe there's a lot of backtracking. And the Warrior, oh, look at this.
Oh, is he in shape?
Oh, my goodness.
Look at the body on that guy.
He's ready for war this Sunday.
And now he's got his own chair.
This goes way back.
Chase, oh! Hogan whacked him with a chair, didn't feel it.
Nothing.
He didn't feel it. Hogan's getting out the cage door.
Good move if you're Hogan.
And look, Bischoff's gonna try to lock him in.
With the Giant.
With the Giant in there.
But he hasn't moved, Tony. He hasn't moved.
I think what happened, I don't know what we can say. In a flash when the smoke entered, the Giant maybe was whacked behind the head with that chair or something. Whatever it was, Bischoff now locking the door. He has the key at the padlock, and the Warrior has been locked in the steel cage with the Giant. 6 days out of War Games.
The Giant isn't moving.
No, he's been knocked out here. And ladies and gentlemen, the Warrior came into the cage. The Warrior answered the call. The Warrior in one night dominated Nitro again. What will happen in Winston-Salem with 2 cages?
What will happen on Thunder Thursday?
With 2 rings.
That's where you belong. Get him out.
Cartoon freak.
We got him cornered.
And again,
Get him out here.
Come on, man.
Vanished. Whoever's left.
Where's he at?
The Giant is still out.
Where did he go? Only the Giant remains.
Wait a minute.
He has vanished.
And the door's locked. The door is still padlocked shut with that chain.
This guy's a freak. Hogan has no idea what to say or what to do. But we do, because we're out of time. Thunder Live Thursday.
Where'd he go? I'm out of here. Oh, my God.